Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. It's time for another Sat Chat, and I want to thank everyone for all the responses last week. I had asked if I should get a new tea kettle, and I know you've been waiting with bated breath to find out if I got a new tea kettle, and yes, I did. That's the exciting topics that we cover here on Sat Chat. And I also, a lot of people responded that yes, they want me to continue doing the Sat Chats as long as I want to. So that's great. 'Cause, I mean, I have to say, when I sit down and I just talk to the camera for 27 minutes about nothing, it feels a little self-indulgent. So it's nice to know that people actually enjoy it. So this week was a pretty busy week, but it's actually like around 11 in the morning on Friday, and I'm just about done for the week. I got a lot of my work done the first 3 days of the week because I did the Art of the Carolinas classes, and I didn't schedule too much this week because I knew that I had those going on. Those are the live classes through Art of the Carolinas, sponsored by Jerry's Artarama, and they went really well. At first I didn't really understand why people would take a live class over Zoom when they could just buy an online course or buy a DVD or something like that, but now I get it. I think it's definitely that accountability of saying you're going to be somewhere from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. doing art, and nothing else is going to interfere with that. And I remember when I would teach in-person classes downtown, a lot of my students would say, this is the only time that I actually make the time to paint. I don't know why I can't make the time at home, but coming here and having this like standing appointment makes me do my art. And I think that's kind of what the live classes do. So I think I get it now. I understand why people really like that. Plus there's like making the connections and the community aspect of it. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I did it. And yeah, it was fun. I could definitely see doing something like that again in the future. I have no immediate plans to do that. I think personally I prefer to film the self-paced classes just because I know that I'm not going to have any technical issues when it's going out live. I just know that I can record everything and control everything and make sure that everything looks really good before it's even up for students. But I definitely see the appeal of it, that people making that specific date, that specific appointment to do art for this amount of time. Same thing with like scrapbooking crops. I know that like I would get so much done at a crop when I go somewhere with my supplies and I crop. Even though I don't have all of my things, I get way more done because I've set aside that amount of time, and I can't get distracted by a load of laundry or other projects and things like that. So yeah, I get it. It's totally different from a self-paced class. So I guess I had to do it to really see the benefit of it and to see what made it so different and special. And it was a good time. I was very tired by the time my classes got done at night, but it was fun and I enjoyed it. Something else I put out this week were some, if you have stamps, you probably do in your stash that you bought because they were so cute and you couldn't resist them, and then you're like, what the heck do I make with these? What the heck did I buy these for? What do I do with them? I did a video on Tuesday on how to use like cute, weird, quirky animal stamps, and what we do with them is we're doing joke cards. So like, let's say you have you've got stamps of an ostrich. Isn't that cute? So I was like, what the heck am I going to use that for? So what I did was I searched ostrich puns and ostrich jokes, and there were tons. So then I started to look at other stamps that I had. So go check out that video if you want to see the jokes that I used and whatnot. I had a rat stamp. I was able to find a funny joke about rats, bunnies, everything really. I mean, I made 4 cards, sheep, but you could do, I mean, seriously, you could find something for any of the weird, bizarre animal stamps that you have. They're so fun. They're fun little quirky characters, especially like from Quetzalcraft or Lost Coast Designs. I've got quite a few of them, and it's, I'm glad to know that I can do that. And the good thing about using like a joke or a pun, there's usually a setup and then a punchline. So you put the setup on the front of the card and you put the punchline on the inside of the card, and it's just really cute. And it's fun for anybody that needs a smile, which I think a lot of people do these days. I know like on the news, they've been saying for the past couple of days that you should only celebrate Thanksgiving with people in your immediate household. And it's like, what? I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine not going down to my sister's house and seeing my parents. And it's just, times are crazy. So yeah, we need some happy, funny cards to be sent out. And I think they'd also be really cute to send to kids, which, kids love getting mail. It's definitely like a high point in their week if they get a letter in the mail. And I think adults too, we like to get things in the mail that aren't bills, right? So, I mean, those are just great cards. You don't have to have an occasion. You don't have to have a reason. You can just send them and imagine the delight that your recipients will get when they open them. So that was fun, and I got a lot of response to that. The video didn't get a ton of views, but it got a lot of comments, and some people shared some jokes, and I have to share this joke. It's so funny, from Christina Todd, and I'm bringing it up on my phone so I don't mess it up, because I know I'll mess it up. I was the kid when I used to be able to remember jokes like you would not believe it. I could rattle off like 50 jokes in a row. I was that annoying child that always had a joke. I cannot remember jokes like I used to just remember them so well. So Christina Todd posted, "Why can't you trust an artist? Because they're shady, a little sketchy, and they'll try to frame you." I thought that was so funny, and I actually have some art themed stamps, so I might have to actually make a card with that, but I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. So what else? I also posted a review. Did I have my review? I think I posted a landscape watercolor. I posted it on Thursday instead of Wednesday because my videos went up at weird times this week. It was a crazy week, folks. And I think this week I posted a review for the White Nights tube watercolors. My reviews usually come out a couple weeks after I posted them, or at least a week or two. It depends on how things fall. I don't like to have back-to-back reviews for the similar products. So if I do a watercolor one week, I like to do like a marker the next week, or a color pencil. I like to kind of stagger them. So if you are watching my channel for watercolor stuff, you don't have to wait too long before you get a watercolor review. If you watch for color pencil stuff, you don't have to wait too long for a pencil review, marker, etc., etc. So I try to like break them up, but sometimes I'm like recording like marker reviews back to back, so I kind of stretch them out and move them around and whatnot. So that's why if I reference I've been using something a lot, sometimes it's a couple weeks for a review, or sometimes I've done all the artwork, but the artwork doesn't come out for a few weeks later. I just try to keep it so that because I have such a variety, which I know it's not a good idea, according to the gods of YouTube, which I pretty much ignore, although I still stress about sometimes. You should hone down and have a niche, but I'm interested in too many different things. So I know that I have people that subscribe just for watercolor, or just for color pencil, or just for stamping, or just for, frugal crafty ideas. And so I try not to go too long before I post a video on each subject that I offer, so people don't get bored and leave and never come back, which makes me so sad. Yeah. Anyway, so yesterday I was feeling pretty good because I'd gotten the Art of the Carolinas classes all done. Everything went well. I was pretty much gotten most of my work for the week done, except for filming the Sat Chat, which I do on Fridays, and voicing over my sketchbook Sunday, which I've got a couple options. I've got one of the illustrations I did from my figure drawing challenge, and I have a couple fruits. Oh, and the cherries, thank you so much for your input on that. The cherries will be done as a versus video, color pencil versus watercolor pencil, probably sometime next week. It's being edited right now, but I'll do that as a versus video like I did the stamping versus painting video. That was a great gradesuggestion, guys. Thank you so much. So it might be a plum, it might be a grapefruit slice. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm not gonna grab it. It's a slice of grapefruit done with color pencil, or it might be something. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the female Robin Hood illustration, I think, because I haven't done like a figure for a while, and that's mixed media, mostly watercolor, I think. It's been a while since I recorded it, but I recorded it, so I think that I'll use that for Sketchbook Sunday. I haven't voiced that over yet. I might do that today if it's not too loud in the neighborhood, because I voice over upstairs, and man, you can hear cars, you can hear people cutting things with chainsaws. It's for a quiet country setting, it's kind of loud sometimes. So yesterday I was feeling pretty good. I was pretty caught up, ahead of the game actually. And after I dropped my second daughter off to school, because they have different start times, they don't really want the kids at school unless there's a class going on. They really don't want them there for a study hall or anything. So it's pretty much, their high school's pretty much like college. You're going in for the class and then they're coming home. So after I dropped Lila off, I thought I'm going out to Joann's. They had a big sale, and a lot of the floral stuff was on sale, and I wanted to get some supplies to decorate my front porch, and I'm going to make kissing balls, and I have a tutorial on that on my YouTube channel if you're curious. They're pretty easy to make, much easier than wreaths. I do have an evergreen wreath tutorial as well if you're interested in that, because if you have fir trees growing around your property, you can definitely make your own kissing balls and evergreen wreaths. But the kissing balls are much easier, and I like the way they look better, actually. And it's so easy to buy a wreath. I mean, the Boy Scouts sell wreaths down the road after Thanksgiving, so I can purchase a wreath and support a good cause. So I needed some berries and some, I don't know, I just needed stuff to decorate, but I needed to see. So I ended up getting, well, I can show you, actually. I have my stuff here that I bought. I got for my kissing balls, I got these berries. And, you know, sometimes I go to the Dollar Tree and I'll get that sort of stuff, but I do notice that, you know, the quality at Joann's is better than at the Dollar Tree, but it's usually like 4 times the price, but they had 60% off the floral stems, and these berries they just seemed they're a little bit nicer than what you can get at the Dollar Tree. And I think they ended up being about $1.59 a bunch. So I can cut these apart and do one kissing ball with each little sprig of berries. And there's also bittersweet that grows around here that I could tuck in if I wanted to. But they tend to fall off the stems pretty easily. And then I got these pine cones. They're kind of like, I would say they're almost in between silver and gold. They're not like bright silver, but they're not bright gold. They've got gold glitter on them. They got like a silver spray paint and gold glitter. And you're probably thinking, why are you buying pine cones, Lindsay? Why don't you go pick some pine cones up? Because the pine cones around here are long, and the needles or the little scales on them are much thinner and brittler. So I will use them on an evergreen wreath where it's bigger, but with a kissing ball actually a kissing ball is just a little bit bigger than this. I wanted something a little bit smaller, but I wanted something to bring in a little bit of sparkle. So I've got the green evergreens that I'll pick from my property. I'll trim from trees, and then I'll have the red berries, and then I'll have these silvery gold pine cones that will give me a nice balance. And I'll use some ribbon to like tie a bow and hang down from there. I could not find velvet, like the plasticky velvet ribbon. You're probably thinking that I'm an environmental nightmare. Maybe I am. But I usually, because at AC Moore, I used to always buy these supplies at AC Moore. They went out of business last year. I used to get it's like a wreath ribbon. It's, I think it's made out of plastic. It's an outdoor ribbon. You can like use packing tape to tape to things. It's fantastic. Or you can use it on packages and whatnot. You don't tie bows with it, but you like wire bows with it. And I always would buy that every year for my porch, but they didn't have any of that at Joann's. I looked through all the ribbon aisles, looked through all the seasonal stuff, even the floral stuff, couldn't find it anywhere. But what I did find, I decided we'd do something different this year. I'm going to use this plaid that's, you know, it's red, green with gold on there. I'm going to use that to wrap around the posts on my porch. I think we've got 5 or 6 posts. I'm going to wrap it with these ribbons, and then I put the kissing balls in between each of the columns. And yeah, I think it's going to be really pretty. Maybe I should have got a spool of the thinner stuff. And this was 60% off, 50 or 60% off, I'm not sure. But like the regular price is $17 for this. I think it's 33 yards. So I did grab 2 rolls of it to make sure I'd have enough. And then if I have left over, I could use this to make the bows for the kissing balls, but I probably will go with something that's a little bit thinner. They did also have this pattern in a 1.5-inch wide ribbon, but I thought it was kind of puny. It would look kind of puny. You did get more yardage on the spool, but I got 2 because I didn't want to like just get 1 and run out and have to go back, and then they might be out because I only had 3 total of these spools. I thought the stock on some stuff was pretty low. I don't know, like, and there was none of that velvet ribbon, and then they had some velvet bows out made of that type of ribbon, but they were kind of wrinkled like they might have been last year, so I don't know if they're having a hard time getting stock in. The other thing I couldn't find, but I went on the website before I went to Joann's, and this probably, I'm not endorsed by Joann's, I'm not even a Joann affiliate, but I do like Joann's. I have a really hard time finding Christmas paper that I like, and honestly I usually only find it every few years. So my favorite Christmas paper ever was by Can Company, and I think it was called Swell Noel, and I used like every little sliver of that paper pad up. I love that paper, and I might have even bought 2 pads of it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I think it's discontinued. So then like it was a couple years before I found another collection or 2 that I liked, and those were probably 2 or 3 years ago at I think it was probably 2 years ago at AC Moore. They were by some of the American craft companies, so I think it was crepe paper and may have been Pebbles. I think one was called Sweater Weather, and maybe it was Echo Park. I can't remember, but it was in like the American craft stacks. And so I found 2 pads of Christmas paper that I liked. I like the retro, but like the bright colored, not bright colored retro, but kind of like, you know, poppy colors, like, you know, 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, you know, the pink and the teal, or aqua, pink and aqua and like lime green. I like those sort of combinations. It's just a very uplifting, kind of like poppy Christmas colors rather than the traditional. I do like Victorian themed and vintage themed Christmas stuff like that as well, but not brown. I don't like the dour. And I got to see the paper in real life because sometimes it looks great online, but you get it and the printing is dull and it just isn't very nice looking. So I went online and I saw Die Cuts with a View had a couple of new Christmas stacks. and I thought wonderful, and it said there was 6 in store, so I'm like, perfect. And I saw exactly what I wanted, and I went to the store, and I looked over the store like 3 times. I'm like, everywhere I thought it could be, with the Christmas stuff, with the paper. I'm like, where could this paper be? So finally I broke down and I asked a sales associate, and I had I pulled the website up on the phone and showed them the paper pads and how it said there were 6 in stock of each kind, and they were out back. So so that would be a tip. If you know you want something, check online and see if they have it in store, because like, well, probably most stores and most of the big box stores will tell you if the stuff's in stock anyway. And then you can give them the item number and they can find it out back. So both of these had kind of a retro vibe. This one, oh, sorry about the glare there. This one's called Dear Santa. Oh, you know what? Let's look on the back. Maybe you can make that out. I thought that was really cute because all of the papers, let me just flip through it. They're still taped. I liked it because they're vibrant and they're cute. Oh man, those little, I should have been a little more prepared. I've had everything in my bag. I'm like, oh, I will put stuff away until I share it with my friends. You guys are my friends. Hope I'm not cutting that paper. I'd rather just cutting the cover. Okay. This one's called Dear Santa. It's got a lot of mint green. Maybe I can go like this. And it's double-sided, which I know it's a little stressful, the double-sided paper, because it's like, what side do I choose? They're both very cute. What do I do? What is life? How do I know what paper to pick? But it's got a lot of really nice neutral patterns that you could actually use on other occasions. But I just really, that one, the deer and the bunny and the Santa Claus in the little mailbox. Yeah, I do like a little bit of, I just like that retro cuteness. And there's some good scrapbook paper too. So I'm going to remember to take some pictures. I've been lax on the photo taking out on holidays. I get so wrapped up in the holiday and then I don't remember to take any photos, but there's no excuse. We've got cameras. We got cameras in our pockets. There's no excuse. So there's some good ones for scrapbooking and some good ones for card making. And also I like to make little bags, gift bags for like gift cards, because I just feel like, you know, it makes a gift card a little bit more like a present, or if you're giving cash or something, it makes it a little bit more like something to open anyway. So this one is called Holiday Goodies, and I like it because it's got like baking themed things and food themed art, and it's just that I love the colors on this. They're so like not Christmas specific. Some of them are. I mean, those are Santa Clauses and fruitcake, but I just really like the repeating patterns on a lot of these. They're smaller print. You see that? So that will be really good on cards. Sometimes scrapbook paper, the print's too large and you can't really do cards with it. So, oh, look at those candies. So I just really love this. I love food themed things and I love cute things. And I love bright saturated colors that are kind of vintagey. I don't like vintage brown, but I like vintage color. So that was that. What else did I get while I was there? Oh, I also, they had it's called like a best deal or big deal on some papers, and they had a couple that I really liked. I like the Park Lane paper for the most part. So I got a kind of one with some vintage stuff that I think would be good. I like to do kind of, you know, I mean, I do make weird, cute kids cards, but I also do kind of like, you know, very frou-frou ladylike, prissy, flowery, you know, dainty cards like that with layers and stuff like that. You know, just kind of fussy and prissy, Lindsay's Frissy cards. So I got that pad of paper because I know I'd use a good chunk of it, and it was like $6 for 48 sheets. And then I got this one called Fifth in Monaco, which has a lot of tropical designs, and I really yearn for summer in the winter, so I got a lot of like parrots and tropical themed things. These are single-sided sheets, but they're kind of more of like a cardstock weight, so it's a nice quality paper. So I was pleased to see that at such a low price. And if something I decided I didn't like the paper, I could always like gel print on the back or even gel print over the designs to change it up a bit, because it's a decent quality paper. Regular price on that is $19.99, and it was like a deal for $5.99. There were like 8 different patterns. Those are the 2 that I liked. There was some black and whites and some things like that. I don't know how long that sales. I think it's just one of those 2-day doorbuster things. And let's see, I think the only other thing I got was just to replace something that had been used up during quarantine, and that was some canvases. The girls had used up all my 12 by 12 canvases. I do like 12 by 12. And they had a bunch of different sizes. This is a 7-pack. Of course, like, the bigger the canvas, the fewer canvases you get, but they were on sale. All the packs were on sale for $12. So I grabbed that to replenish it. I could have got more, but I have canvas panels, and like 11 by 14 is a size that gets used a lot, but I have panels in that size, so I personally, I mean, those are on panels. I like the panels. Oh, and the other thing of note, and I forgot to mention it last week because I actually finished it the week before, I finished my shawl! I finished my shawl, y'all! Yeah, it could have been longer, but I was done with it. I sat down, did some crocheting, watched some Wayward Pines. I finished that series on Hulu, and finished my shawl, and it's so cozy and nice, and happy to have it done. So now I have to think of some other project to start crocheting. Let's see. I'm gonna look at my phone. I did put a couple notes on, but I think I talked about everything that I wanted to. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess it's been a busy week. I do want to share something. The colored pencils, that review is going to come up in a couple weeks. I just recorded that. But I have a couple other exciting things to review. But one thing in particular, well, two things, okay? Paint puck. I was using that with my water mixable oil, so that's why it looks like awful right now, but I really like it. I'm going to be doing some more stuff with that. I actually have one in my water cup. It like has they have these little ones that have suction cups on them, and I have it on the bottom of my water. I'm just kind of seeing how long it'll stay before it pops up. But I was using this yesterday, and it's still stuck down there. I'm just kind of seeing like how long before it starts floating in there. Because that was my concern, that maybe the paint puck, the ones that are little suction capsule ones, wouldn't stay stuck. So got a little speaking of experiments, remember that watercolor paper where the sizing went bad? In the other room, I have got a big sheet of that taped up, and I'm trying to make my own sizing for cheap. And so I'll have results for that. So I'm trying to do my own sizing. So that's something that's coming up to look forward to. Oh, but where's the other? Oh, this right here. So this is kind of exciting. I'm really looking forward to reviewing this because I have had really good luck with Paul Rubens products. I also have their oil pastels to review coming up. The thing I like about Paul Rubens, the quality is, the price is low, the quality is always better than what you pay for. The only thing I haven't liked by them is their student grade tubes. But anyway, they have released oil pastels, and they have released a student grade full pan set, which looks to me an awful lot like the Sonnet set that comes in the cardboard box, but this comes in a beautiful tin with a little overlay, lots of mixing space. So I'm looking, I haven't swatched these out or anything yet. I'm looking forward to really getting in there and and giving them a try. But I'm very excited about that because I love the ample mixing space here. So this might be a winner for a watercolor gift for a teen or a beginner, or if you want a set to just kind of experiment with and not worry about wasting your expensive paints. That's something I'm kind of excited to break out. In fact, I might this afternoon. Although I'm kind of also thinking that I might just want to pop on some cheesy Hallmark movies and bring some markers upstairs with a sketchbook and just kind of sit on the couch and color. I mean, I think we all need that. That's self-care, friends, is self-care. Put on a Hallmark movie, which I always used to make fun of. Before the pandemic, before, crazy times, I used to make fun of those Hallmark movies. Like, who would watch those? You know how it's going to end. It's so cheesy. It's the same storyline, just different people. But, I think there's something terribly comforting about that. You're going to see beautiful decorations. You're going to see lovely people. You're going to see a little bit of conflict, but not too much. And it's going to work out okay in the end. I think that's what we need, right? That's what we need. It's a movie about nothing. It's like Sat Chats, right? It's a movie about nothing, or it's the same plot done over and over again, but it's going to turn out all right, and you're probably going to enjoy yourself while you're watching it. So yeah, I've changed my stance on the Hallmark movies. I no longer think they are awful. Oh, maybe that's just growing up. I don't know. Maybe I'll knit. That would be good. I could knit some gifts. I don't know what I'm doing for Christmas gifts this year. My sister went shopping Saturday, and she had said that it was packed in I think it was Waterville. So I live up near Bangor. That's part of Maine that I'm in. Maine's a very, very, very geographically large state. So I'm up in they call this northern Maine, even though it's kind of in the middle. And I didn't think it was crazy busy out by the mall. That's where I went to Joann's, is out by the mall. I didn't think it was crazy busy yesterday, but my sister said it was really busy Saturday, and she thinks it's because people were doing Christmas shopping because lockdowns are probably on the horizon again, or store closures. When back in March, they had all businesses had to close unless they were deemed essential, so like grocery stores and pharmacies and like lumber yards, hardware stores, stuff like that could stay open, but most all other stores had to be closed or curbside only, so she figured they were out for that. She said it was mobbed. She couldn't believe it. She was very nervous. Or she said she was kind of nervous out there shopping. So who knows? Who knows? So I don't know. Actually, some cozy hats might be nice and comforting for gifts. I don't know. I'm going to have to definitely get some ideas, because a lot of times I go shopping in person because I need ideas. You know, I need something to kind of like spark, like in my memory if I haven't, or just kind of, you know, sometimes you see something and you're just like, wow, that'd be perfect for so-and-so. That's kind of what I need to do. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll just have to be scrolling on the internet. I don't know. I don't know. So hey, if you got any great gift ideas for people, please leave them in the comments below. Although that's hard because, you know, have you ever done that where, like, I remember when the kids were little, like after Christmas, I'd go to Target and I would buy like all of the awesome toys that were like 90% off because like Christmas was done, and they would just be churning everything out so they could stock up more stuff. I don't think stores do that so much these days. I don't think they overbuy. I think they used to like really overbuy, and then as soon as Christmas was done, stuff would be slashed like 75% off. Well, that's when I would go and I would buy a bunch of gifts to have like in the gift cupboard, so when the kids were invited to a birthday party or whatever, we could just grab a gift and wrap it and go, and that way we didn't have to go out and shop last minute and pay top dollar and everything, and it worked out great. But then and sometimes I would do that, like if I saw something that I thought would be a great gift for, you know, just to save me time. It wasn't even necessarily like an awesome deal, but if I saw something that I thought would be, oh, this would be a great gift, I'm going to grab a couple of those. But then I found that those gifts rarely ever really match up, and I think since I went through the whole KonMari procedure, I definitely didn't want to buy things that weren't very specific and I thought would be definitely used, because I don't want to cause clutter in somebody else's house either. So I've definitely become more intentional as a gift giver, but it does make it more difficult because it's like, man, you know, you're waiting for that inspiration, or you're trying to, you know, you don't want to ask, what do you want? You want to be like, you know, this omniscient, like, I know exactly what you want. Here's the perfect gift. I am not that person. I wish I was. Some people are. I've got friends that are like that. My friend Kathy, oh, she's just perfect. You know, she picks up the perfect things, but I do not have that skill. I probably need to hone my perception abilities or something. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have. Look at that. We talked 27 minutes about pretty much nothing. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you have an excellent weekend, and maybe enjoy a Hallmark movie. I'm going to have a cup of tea with my new tea kettle and enjoy a Hallmark movie or something. I don't know. I'll probably be watching Walking Dead or something. Let's be real. But I've got great intentions anyway. I hope you have a great weekend. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.